Moonbeams, and welcome to kind of an impromptu studio get together, if you will, studio live. I usually do go live on Thursdays, but today I've got other things that I'm actually doing, but been working on Jubilee, this adorable mushroom, and I figured I'd just bring you along with me. I actually have also been preparing for an in-person class that I have coming up this weekend, but I just thought I'd bring you along with me. If you haven't been here before, welcome, and thanks for being here. If you're watching this in the replay, which I'm assuming most people will, because I literally just set this up, but I wanted to show you. This is where she was born at. Like, I did this adorable magic mushrooms page, and she just kind of showed up and emerged, and I have actually kind of began creating this kind of fun little moon hollow forest world, if you will. More to come on that, but I wanted to create another version of her. I kind of went a little crazy with how big it is, but that's okay. And she's in a little bit of a different pose. I decided to give her her own little apron, which I think is cute. And this is a little scroll invitation. More coming on that as well. I will be going live on Sunday to discuss what's happening in July. So I hope you will tune in for that as well. And I did want to share one more thing. On Sunday, I'm going to be working on what I was going to be working on today, which is this like seaweed scene. And I'm going to be using these like gel crayons as well as tempera paint sticks. I have a really fun idea for the background. So I have made my drawing available on my Patreon. It's free for anyone who is like joins my Patreon, but even the free tier, so don't feel like you have to pay for it. But yeah, if you want to download it and create your own, this is just in my sketchbook. It's just mixed media paper, just to try something new if you want to come along with me on that little journey. So this is just a kind of a cozy little session while I work on her. I'm kind of putting on some finishing touches. I'm going to do some outlines and some highlights and a little bit more marker work, I think. And yeah, I'm just gonna do that. I do have a little bit of music playing. I'm not sure if you can hear that or not. I don't really want it to compete with my voice necessarily, but I do have it on. I might turn it up just a little bit while I'm just kind of here hanging out by myself. But I think I will also kind of start telling you just a little bit of I've kind of basically sort of like started coming up with this whole, like I said, this whole world, and it is taking place in Moon Hollow Forest. And she, like I said, she prompted it, and so she kind of ended up becoming this like super cute, oh, I don't know what you would say, kind of like one of the central people that live, I say people, but entities or whatever you want to call it that live there. She's super excited, and she always likes to host gatherings and invite people over to her garden, and she loves to bake, which is why I put this cute little apron on her. And I don't know, I just have been creating her, and then since her, I've just, like, each month I will have a new theme for my sketchbook guild, and it's like new characters have emerged, like my fairies and my adorable little dragon and Echo the bat. And so yeah, there's just been all these. I'm still working on my sea corn, which I started last live. I've had she's been challenging. So I'm still kind of working on her in the background a little bit, but hopefully I might be able to have her done before the next stream. But anyway, for this I've been working with acrylic markers, and again, this is kind of a large drawing to use acrylic markers. I feel like they lend themselves a little bit more to a little bit smaller shapes and stuff, because they can get kind of streaky and stuff like that. But I've been able to get fairly good results by layering them a little bit, and then I use little brushes, and they are quite stiff, so that I can actually really mush them around, if you will. If they're too flimsy, it just doesn't work very well. So these would be more like acrylic brushes, probably not like a watercolor brush. Just a bunch of inexpensive brushes that I've got kind of laying around, if you will. So I'm just going to kind of start adding some details. And actually, I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more for you. There we go. So if you watch this in the replay, or if anyone kind of stumbles upon it today, I would love to know, I don't know if that's going to show up. We'll try. If you like fantasy art, or like if you have like a specific genre that you like, if you'd like to hear more about her story, and I will be releasing more information about Moon Hollow Forest, and I'm just so excited about it. It's just like super coming to life. I've actually had people tell me I should write a book, which, you know, I might do at some point. Right now I'm just kind of having fun and creating fun characters, continuing to push myself out of my comfort zone. With each month, I pick things that I'm not used to drawing. I don't draw all the time, because I kind of put myself in a little bit of a rut, I think, with continuing to draw the same thing. So it's really helped me kind of stretch out my drawing skills, if you will, which, you know, I think is not a bad thing. Let me see. I'm going to move the camera. It's going to look weird for a second because I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more, I think. There we go. Yeah, those little lines are what I just put in. I do like how these seem to have like popped off the page, and I've been trying to render her a little bit more. These are just, I don't know, these just kind of pop off. Maybe she'll kind of stand out a little bit more once I kind of do outlines and highlights and things like that. So I'm just going to use Posca markers for the highlights. Let's see if I have a fat one over here. There we go. Always shake your acrylic markers with the lid on if you don't want to have a disaster. I'm just going to pop some little highlights on these little guys. I love when I get to start adding all the little details. It's like it just she really will start coming to life. All the line work and all those little highlights and stuff really help everything kind of jump off the page. These are really tiny. I'm just adding a little bit more detail. You won't really see it as much. I think I'm going to add just a few more little baby dots. Just so cute. So I've decided that Flicker, that's the cute little dragon, he's Sylvie's kind of animal companion, if you will, and he loves pastries, and for some reason Jubilee's pastries keep disappearing sometimes off of her windowsill, where she likes to put them out to cool them off. It's super cute. Her house will be coming soon as well. I am kind of changing what again, whenever I first did the first page, like I said, it was very, let's see, where is it? Oh, this way. I wasn't planning on creating this whole world, so I'm gonna upgrade her house. This was just kind of an idea at the time. So her house is gonna get a big upgrade, and I'm super excited about that. Let's see here. Let me get a black one. It's like, this is one of my favorite parts, but it can also be a little bit scary because this is the time it's like, oh my god, I don't want to mess her up. I think that's sometimes one of the hardest, not hard, but can be intimidating things about doing like 2D work instead of being like a digital creator. Because like if you mess something up, like at the end, like sometimes I'll put like a highlight in somewhere and I can't really move it or whatever, and I'm just like, oh my god. It's like I try to throw everything at it that I can to try to fix it, but sometimes you just really can't. Now I do try to remember it's only paper and things can be redrawn. Anytime I've done that, it's never worse than the first time I drew it, and I always apply the things that I've learned while creating it in the first place. And earlier when I said that this is kind of a large drawing to use, I think the acrylic markers, it has still given me an opportunity to learn blending more, which I'm so much better at than I was at the beginning of the year, because it was one of the things I have on my list to practice and try to get better at. And I'm really proud of myself at how much better I am doing when it comes to those. So that's been exciting. You'll have to let me know in the comments if there's a supply that you're trying to improve, or if there's a supply that you would like me to use and we could kind of learn together, because I'm all about that. All about it. I'm gonna do just kind of some little broken lines, if you will. I don't like a really harsh line, and I don't even really want to outline her, but I feel like I kind of have to, so we're just gonna go with it. But I just want it to be kind of like broken lines. This is my crazy drawing that I came up with first. You can see all the erase marks, and then I've just tested some things on it. I always like to have like a test page off to the side, check on colors and all that kind of stuff. If my marker's not working or something, I can just kind of scribble off to the side. So I'm just gonna put some little broken lines in. And I'm pretty excited too, because I am going to create some more stickers, and I might actually kind of reopen my Etsy shop. I haven't had one for a really long time. It's just one of those things where I know you have to spend money to make money, but it can be kind of intimidating and things like that. But anyways, you'll have to also let me in the let me know in the comments, if I could talk today, if that would be something you might be interested in, some stickers, or might come up with a few more ideas kind of closer to the holidays as well. I got lots of ideas, lots and lots of ideas. I already have like a story idea, and it's like the case of the great pastry caper or something like that, the pastry disappearance or something. I think it could be super fun and super cute. I've got lots and lots of notes and ideas on my computer, so it's been fun. And it's been fun because I'm not just drawing a dragon or a mermaid, although the mermaid that I drew isn't technically going to be part of this world, but I've gotten outside my comfort zone, and then these characters have just evolved and kind of spoke to me, and then I was like, well, they could all be connected somehow, and then I came up with this fun little world. Whenever I decided that Sylvie and Roxy are sisters, and then I kind of drew their house, which I can show you as well. I'll kind of show you the whole sketchbook again after I'm done with this. But I made them like their own little tree house, and Flickr has a little spot there too. And then I hadn't drawn Echo yet. She came a little bit later, but you know, I'm gonna kind of maybe find a place for her maybe in there, and then just where I put their tree house. And I imagine Jubilee kind of living kind of around the bend, and she's in the forest, but she lives near a clearing kind of, and she has her own garden, and it's just gonna be so cute. One thing, when I use these gel crayons, which are really fun and really neat, it's like a secret weapon when you're working with acrylics, because you can put them down and then they smush around really nice. You can use it with your finger, or you can use a paintbrush like I said earlier. But when you're going over them with like the liner or a marker, they don't always play well doing that. The surface of the crayons makes it a little bit harder, but you just gotta be patient, and then I just kind of rub it off the side if I need to. I'm excited to tell you what's coming up in July, so make sure that you're subscribed so that you'll get the notification when I go live on Sunday. It'll be in the afternoon, I believe. Maybe 2 or 3. But I always put a community note out, and then I always also let Patreon know, and sometimes I will try to let Facebook know as well, and even Instagram. It gets to be a lot, so it just sometimes it depends on how much time I have or what else I have going on. So I just do the best I can. But I'm always putting information on Patreon and in the community tab, so if you never checked the community tab, you could kind of start doing that if you felt like it. But I have all these fun little new characters that are going to be introduced, and new little spots that are going to pop up in Moon Hollow Forest. So it's just got me excited. It's got me like, I mean, I'm always excited to create. Like, I swear, as soon as I wake up, I'm like, ooh, excited. Like, what am I going to create today? That's why sometimes it sucks that I have to have a regular job, because my art doesn't pay for my life. But it's I'm just always thinking about it. Always, always, always. Like, I've already got the themes and everything figured out all the way through up to November. My mind just never really stops working, and I'm just super, super excited about what's coming up. And it's just all evolved from Jubilee, when I first created her months ago. And then I also started the Moonbeams Sketchbook Guild, where I create a tracker every month, if you're interested in that as well. I actually need to fill mine out a little bit more. I've kind of forgot the last few days. You get busy, but it's fun, and I also have like a little kind of reflection sheet to kind of see, you know, if just kind of where you're at in the month, and as far as your art goes, and then just also just yourself, your life in general. I'm gonna give her a little bitty baby nose. There's glitter on this. Oh my gosh, too funny. Just a little bitty nose. I just want her to have a little bitty nose. And then I'm gonna give her a smile as well. I'm just not sure if I want to make it in black. I'll think about that for just a little bit. And these are her little earrings. This is so cute. Oh my goodness. It's funny, I've always liked whimsical art, but I've never like considered and like really illustrative, but I never thought of myself as somebody who would like be a character designer, and it just all kind of happened just kind of naturally, which is kind of fun. Sky's the limit on what I can do, who I can introduce. I think you'll be hopefully be excited and like what I have coming up. I have to turn my paper all the time in order to get like the way that I draw so that it's not all wonkadooski. Wonkadooski. It's a very, very, very good phrase. Oh my goodness. You'll also have to let me know in the comments, even if you watch the replay, if the music seems like it's too loud, because like I said, I've never really done this before. And I'm doing it in a way that they don't really suggest, where I'm like, you're kind of hearing it through the microphone instead of like separate, but that was going to be a whole thing, and I just didn't have the capacity for that today. And I think it's smart for us to honor our capacity of what we can deal with, which is why I'm not showing my face today, and why I was going to not even have the live. I'm an artist who 100% creates based on my mood or my emotions, and I've just been so into her that I kept wanting to work on her today. And then, like I said at the beginning, I do have a live in-person watercolor class coming up this weekend, so I've also been preparing for that, but I just needed to take a little bit of a break, and I wanted to get her ready for Sunday so I can let you guys know what she's gonna be all about and unveil July's theme. I think you guys will be super excited about it, I hope, and I hope you'll come along with me. Usually during my lives I will create something from whatever the theme is that month, and then I also create things on my own that I try to share with you as well. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. My son named her after I created her on my sketchbook page. I was like, look at her, and I was like, I'm trying to think of a name, and he's like, how about Jubilee? And I'm like, oh my gosh, like you are, you're thinking of things, even with like titles or just like my characters. Once I hear a name or like think of an idea, if it like sparks joy and excitement, I'm like, that's it. And then it's like, that's been her name forever, even before she existed. So I love that name. I feel like it just like screams like happiness and kindness and is very welcoming. That's happened with most of my characters, and there are times that like I had originally named the bat Onyx. It's black, and I do love gemstones and things, but then I was like, I heard on it like a book I was listening to or something, the word echo, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's such a perfect or I missed like a perfect opportunity to name her that because she's a bat. And so I like had like a poll during a live. I had already wanted to change it, but everyone was like, oh yeah, her name should be Echo. So I changed it. It's my world, it's my art. I can do what I want. So I decided to change it, and I felt like her name was Echo all along. So, we have the ability to make changes and do what we want. I've always kind of titled my artwork, especially like I love to draw faces, and I've always kind of named, like given the face of the girl or whoever a name, it seems like the mermaid I drew earlier this year, or earlier this month, her name is Indra, and that name means, oh, it's like, it's part ocean, part just like the moon or the sky. I don't remember exactly now, but anyways, it just fit perfectly because she represents the water. And then also with my brand of, you know, the moon and all things celestial, that fit perfectly, I thought. So it just works. Her little apron, because she likes to bake. Thought about making it a little bit longer, but I kind of like this length so you can see her, the bottom of her, I guess, if you will. I think depending on like where her arms were, you would actually see the tie that would like go around her waist. Her waist, she doesn't have a waist technically, but you get what I'm saying, hopefully. Normally I also like to use different line weights, so I would use different like widths or points basically of the marker or the liner, but because I use that crayon, sometimes just like regular fine liners just don't really work very well. So just gonna stick with this one, but I'm trying to use kind of a light touch. Maybe not even outline all these little ruffles, if you will. Just to give them a little bit of a whisper of an outline. That way it's not super heavy right there in the front. And I don't even know if I'm going to outline these. These are pockets. I might just outline those in white. I'll have to think on that too for a little bit. Kind of work on some other areas first and then maybe pop back in and decide what I'm gonna do. Yeah, my desk, which you kind of saw at the very beginning, this is what my desk usually looks like when I'm in the middle of a mixed media project. Stuff everywhere. I always have to do like a reset after I finish a project, especially if it's more than just watercolors or something. Just lost the lid. Now for her eyes. Yeah, I guess. Oh, I also want to give her a little, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to give her some little, some just little baby eyebrows maybe, if I can get it to right. Oh my gosh. I don't know, I might be alone in this. I don't think so, but like when things are so friggin' cute, you just want to like squeeze it and like punch it. I'm like, I just want to punch her right in the face. She's so cute. That might be weird. I don't know. And I think I'm gonna give her some lashes too, but I'll wait until I draw the eyes, and then I don't know if I want to make these black or if I want to do white. I'm not sure, so I'll go ahead and these are like her little smile, like when you smile, you know how your eyes get kind of smaller. that's a perfect example of, I was drawing something else, some other character, if you will, and I tried to make it look like they were smiling, so I kind of learned something in that process that I was able to apply to this. So that's a beautiful thing as well, when you can, I mean, the whole point is to keep learning. That's how I look at it anyway. If I'm not learning, then what the heck am I doing? Because I am in no way, shape, or form some like you know, like I know everything when it comes to art. I'm definitely not a know-it-all. Hopefully I don't come across like that, because I certainly wouldn't mean to if I did. That was one of the reasons I started the guild, was so we could all learn together and kind of experiment and kind of grow as artists as a little community. I'll go this way so I don't put my hand through that. Oh, forgot some of it right here. I keep thinking the music is a little bit loud. I'm talking a little bit more than I maybe thought I would, so it's not totally dead space. You just know, sometimes you're just overwhelmed with other things you have to do, and it was another, I was like, I don't know if I can do a live today. I look like a mess. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to do one, but I'm just not going to be on camera today. I just couldn't do it. And I think that's okay. I usually am on camera. But I feel like showing up is more important. And I do like to make sure and try to be as consistent as I can with having a live on Thursdays. Usually I have them around 6 p.m. so I can try to get a little bit more people. I polled for that as well, and most people said it could be during the week, but in the evening. So I usually have them around 6 o'clock. Unless I have something coming up, and that's, I just won't. But like today, it's just kind of fit more into my schedule to have it now. I figure most people will watch this on the replay. I don't think anybody's there right now, or here right now, and that's okay. I just threw it up and then started 10 minutes later. So I didn't have high expectations of a bunch of people. I just wanted to invite you into my studio to work on her, because I just love her so much. I can't stand it. I think I am going to do black, but if I don't like it, I can go over it with the white. That's what I think I'll do. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh, she's so adorable. And I was thinking I might give her some eyelashes. It's another thing. It's funny. Whenever actually, I'm not even going to point out. It's so funny when you create art and you see things that are you don't like, or that you're like, that's not how I wanted it to be, or whatever. And then we point it out. It's like, why do we point it out? That's just silly. Sorry, I dropped my lid. I kind of want to, I think I'm going to test out if I want to put lashes on her on this piece of paper first before I commit. Because I'm like, well, would I put them up here, or would they kind of come down here? She doesn't really have eyelids, if you will. So I don't know. I think I kind of like that one better down here. See what I mean by finishing touches and like, oh my god, I don't want to mess her up. I've spent, oh gosh, I don't know, probably 5 hours on her so far. She's worth it, but boy howdy, it's a lot. Let's give her two little eyelashes. Oh boy, and then it's always trying to draw the other side. One side always looks stupid. So I'm like, oh my gosh, how do I turn my paper? Which I do. Ugh. It's a matter of, it's funny because when you're drawing like one way, I can do it pretty, well, maybe my marker works. There we go. Like that, and then the other way, sometimes it's just not the same. It's just too funny. Anybody else have that issue? You'll have to let me know. Oh, grief. Okay. Just do it. Just gotta commit. See? More ink got there, and then that one's not as long. And I gotta get one little extra. There we go. That's pretty cute, I think. And then her mouth. I kind of have it, I think you can see it. It's just kind of tiny. I did it with green first just to kind of mark where I wanted it to be. I think I'm just going to do just the little like upside down rainbow and then decide if I want to add the those little cheeky things, because it kind of be like her, like how she's smiling and why her cheeks are like that. There's a lot of the little crayons in this area, so it might take me a minute to get that to draw on there. I don't know if I want the little duties there on the side. I think I might just leave it. I do want to put a little bit of like her, like an arm, where her arm would come from, kind of like she has over here. I think I'm just gonna add a little line up here. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh my gosh. I can't stand it. So I'm gonna put some more highlights in now. I did the outline. Anybody wonder what's in the scroll? Coming soon. Let's see, what color is this one? That's light. I want to go a little bit darker. I am going to put just a little bit of a shadow, I think, in the bow. Oh my gosh, I've got markers literally everywhere. I know this one's kind of dark, so I don't know if I want this one. Maybe just a little bit here, where there'd be a little bit of a shadow. The two colors also is where there's a shadow, like this blue part, the darker blue would be where there would be a little bit more of a shadow. Just adds a little bit of texture. I I don't think, I might put some line work under a few of those, but I don't think I'm going to put it under all of them. But I feel like it needs a little bit. I didn't do it. Actually, I have a copy here. I don't think I really did it on these on this version, but I feel like it would kind of pull it together. And then I'm going to put a few lines also in her little under mushy part. Okay, I'm going to see what I think outlining the pockets in the white instead of the black. I just don't want them to be super, like when you look at it, I don't want that to be the thing that you like stare at. That like draws your eye, if you will. Okay. And put some highlights on the bow. This is hilarious. This looks like a crazy, crazy measuring. Oh, goodness. I'm gonna put a little bit of a white line here, I think. I did that in the original and I kind of like how that looks. Can you believe that this year is half over, by the way? That's insane to me. I feel like once, like, March happens, April for sure, it just like starts to, and then the kids get out of school and it's just like, what the heck just happened? Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of white around here as well. Again, I did these details also in the original and I kind of like them, so I'm just gonna keep those in as well. Again, I like very kind of broken, sketchy lines instead of really harsh lines. Sometimes I will do like a more bold outline. I just don't think that she needs that, so I'm not gonna do it. She's kind of delicate. Turn this way. I have to watch putting my hand also in what I've already drawn. But again, sometimes I feel like when I pull, I can have more control than when I like push away. So it just kind of depends on my confidence level of what I'm doing. Could give her bolder highlights, if you will, but I just, because she is bigger, but I just feel like I just want them to be a little bit more dainty this time. And then depending on the area that I'm working on, will just kind of will dictate the chunkiness of the of the marker that I'm using. That's pretty good, I think, on that. And I feel like maybe, see, in the original, her eyes were a little bit different. In this one, I wanted her looking straight at us, so I changed it just a little bit. But I think I might put just a little bit of a line right here in the white as well. Just because her cheeks would kind of have a highlight. And then maybe, I don't know about the mouth. I think I might just leave that like it is for right now. Oh, I forgot to outline some of the little scroll. There we go. There we go. Again, I'm very illustrative, so I put like little highlights all over the place, which you gotta watch a little bit sometimes. It can get a little bit crazy. Like I want to put a little highlight right there in her eyes. Just like right here. Oh my gosh. And then as soon as I put the highlights in her eyes, okay, that's gonna be game over, I think, because she's gonna be so cute. But I want to get my fatty marker. And then put one. Whatever you do to one eye, you have to do the other eye. Keep that in mind. I'm gonna put one right here. I'm gonna make that one a little bigger in a second. Just kind of marking where I might want them to be. All right, let me make this one a little bigger and we'll go from there. And I might make that a little bit bigger, but it's still kind of wet, so I'm gonna give it just a second. And I think I might make this one just a little bit bigger as well. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna put little highlights kind of where her, like it's billowing, her little apron. Oh, that has a little bit of blue on it. Whoops-a-doodle. It's so funny. I say whoops-a-doodle all the time, and my granddaughter is like, whoops-a-doodle. I think I might put a few little dots also in white. I may or may not have an obsession with polka dots. I plead the fifth on that one. Yeah, I think I will kind of just on the bottom of some of them put a little bit of black. Just a touch, just a little bit, just a little touch, a little hint. Turn my page. Move all my stuff. A little crazy. Just a whisper if I can. Like I said, anywhere I've used that gel crayon, it's a little bit harder. Just a little bit harder. It's just like usually when I use the gelatos or these little King Art, it's the gel crayons, I'm using them in a capacity where I'm going to be putting Mod Podge or something over it. And this time I was like, you know what, I'm going to use those and just see how I like it, just using them to help shade instead of using colored pencils. I do like to use colored pencils and I use them sometimes, but you can see like the graininess of them over the acrylic paint marker or paint or whatever you're using. And I just didn't want that. I wanted a lot smoother, and it's just like, you can see, it's like butter. Like you can see the shimmer a little bit, but I just like, it's just smooth, and I like that. Instead of seeing the texture that the colored pencils will give. Just another idea if you're interested in trying something different. Like I said, if you want to either, you can draw your own like under the sea kind of seaweed or coral or whatever you want. And then if you want to join me on Sunday when I use these gel crayons kind of live, it's not 100% a tutorial, I would say, but I will explain what I'm doing, and we can all be working on the same thing if you're interested. So you can get my drawing. I said this earlier, but if you didn't see all of it, it'll be over on my Patreon, or it's already on my Patreon if you want to go download it. You just have to be a member of my Patreon. Even if you're a free member, that's totally okay too. I think it's fun just to be able to do things as a community and then share them and see what everybody's looks like. We're going to have another opportunity to do something like that in July, so I'm super excited as well. I do give, if you, quote unquote, like ideas, obviously, and themes, and I will give like, oh, you could draw this, this, or this, and I will usually draw something off of that list, but nobody has to draw what I'm drawing, obviously. You do you, and you can draw something in the theme or not. I just think it's fun to hang out and can all art together. Whatever you're working on is perfectly fine too. I'm gonna put a little highlight down here. Let's just give her a little second to a little gander. I want to put something underneath her so she doesn't look like she's floating, but because I'm going to bring her into Canva and create something else, I don't think I'm going to do that, at least not yet. At some point I may kind of give her a shadow. So that just, I like to do that because then it doesn't look like they're floating, which is kind of nice. Kind of gives the illusion of a ground. Let's see. I don't know if there's something else I should do. I freaking love her. I can't even stand it. Oh, I was going to put some underneath as well. Do I want to do black or do I want to do white? I might do just a few little black ones. Maybe not white because there wouldn't be like a ton of highlights under there. Just enough to kind of give, maybe, again, I use the gel crayons underneath here too, so it's just a little bit harder to show up. And just put a few. kind of sporadically. Just because the ones that I did put in, they're kind of hard to see. You'll have to let me know if you're interested in, or if you're excited as well about learning more about Moon Hollow. Because I'm excited to tell you. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. I just love her. Love her, love her, love her. So let me show you. I like to kind of show what I've done because not everybody sees what I've done because not everyone watches the same lives. Just want to make sure that's dry. So this was the very first page I kind of created, Cosmic Garden, and this is what I created, and then I had this thought of, oh, I want to do a guild and I want to have themes and all this kind of stuff, but I love how this page turned out, and I could see some of these becoming stickers if I maybe did a little bit more like a cleaned up version, if you will. And then I thought, well, let's have like an entrance into our sketchbook world, if you will. So then this is my little moon gate portal coming out of the book, which I thought was really fun. And then I already showed you this little critter is super cute too, a little mushy. And then I was working on trying all things that glow, and so I thought I would try to make the neon, which I thought was super fun as well. Perfect example, this is my sketchbook. I haven't done the moon yet. I didn't like this. I used colored pencils and I didn't think that the glow effect worked as well on this paper, but how am I gonna know if I don't try, right? And then I also tried to do a balloon animal. That was a tough one because it's opened. So I did one here, and this one was a lot better because the whole thing was filled in. But this was a golden gatherings page. Skipped one. This was another things like emergence, even though a caterpillar isn't technically what would come out of the egg, it would be like a butterfly. But I actually intended on maybe having this turn into a butterfly. I just never got that far, and as you can see, I still haven't really finished this page either. Sometimes I get so excited about the next thing, I don't, but I will come back and finish this up. And I used tempera paint sticks on this one, and I like them fine, but they're super chunky, so you can't do any kind of fine details or anything. But the seaweed, I have a really fun idea for the background. And then this is Sylvie. She's one of my fun mermaids, fairies. And then her sister Roxy, I thought she's like the more calm, like super happy, super cutesy. And then Roxy is like a little sassy, a little alternative, if you will. And then Flicker, who is bringing Sylvie a flower. And then this was an elegant rider that I did for a potion. It's a moonlit fairy dust potion. And then this is the tree house where Sylvie and Roxy live in. I kind of tried to make them kind of match their theme, their colors, if you will. And then Flicker lives here. And then the rest is just, like little places where they would have visitors and things like that. And then this is the first thing I did for this month, which is kind of under the water. And so I thought, ooh, a celestial dolphin would be cool. And then this is my mermaid. And I did create, or at least start creating her in a different live. I might try to put that. I'll put it in the comments, the link for that. And then this is Echo. So she's Roxy's, as I said. And they became friends because Roxy came across her in the forest and she had an injured wing. And she's also sassy and didn't want any help, but Roxy took her home anyways, and then they've been inseparable ever since. And she likes to pretend like she doesn't care, but she does care. And this little balloon is for a special friend that she has. And then, of course, I showed you that. And then this is actually where my sea corn is going to go. Right now she's on watercolor paper. And then I don't want to show you what's on the next page yet. And then I've got her. And then I'll have super fun things coming for next month. And then I'm still trying to decide what I want to do on the cover. So if you have any ideas of that, I have a couple ideas, but I'm not 100% sure. So thank you for joining me today for just this quick little impromptu Moonlit Studio check-in. And I will, like I said, I'll be back on Sunday. So I hope that you will join me then, and it's going to be fun. And we can do the seaweed together. And I'm going to tell you about exciting things in July. So I will see you then. Stay luminous.